Welcome back to the forest, ladies and gentlemen. Today is going to be a wonderful day because today we are starting part 4. I'm pretty sure it's part 4 on the guard. I am on the road again, just like I think last part. I'm on the road again. On my way to go get a drill press. I'm going to go pick that up. Just a small one, not something, super crazy expensive. Anyway, I'm going to go pick it up and I'll get right back to you. Okay, I got the drill press and a couple other things. I got a drill press vise and some sandpaper for just restocking some supplies. I'm excited to get back to the shop and get working on the guard. So we'll see you back there. this is going to be the first test of the drill press. I've got it all set up. I've got my little drill press vise all clamped in. And I got a 1/4 inch bit in there, and I'm just going to drill it and see if this thing has enough power. I'm sure it does, but I'm just kind of going to see if it has enough power to do what I want it to do. This is a piece of high carbon 5160. This has already been heat treated. It's just a scrap piece that's been heat treated a long time ago. So it's going to be really hard to drill through, and that's why I'm testing it this way, to see if it can drill through really hard steel. And if it can, then great. So we'll give it a first try. I should probably put on glasses. Alrighty, we got everything pretty well ready. Here we go. Okay, it's not the most powerful thing ever, but with some TLC we should be good enough to use it on the guard. Okay, so speaking about the guard, I'm not extremely happy with the proportions that I've got set out right now. We're gonna play with this for a little bit longer to see if we can get it to look better. If not, I might just scrap it and restart. Another tool that I got today other than this drill press is a dial caliber to help me get some better exact measurements so I'm not eyeballing things so much. So we'll start using this, and we're gonna see if we can fix up this guard, make it look a little bit better, see if we can drill the holes. We're gonna get right back into it. Recently I was able to get my hands on a marker board, and this is gonna make so many things so much easier, because now I can draw out and plan for different things on a board instead of a piece of paper. It's so much easier for me to erase. And while I was putting this up, I was thinking, I got this press, and this drill press, excuse me, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have to restart on the guard. Now I really don't want to, but this didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I watched a whole bunch of people make guards, and I've done some research on people making guards, and a common trend that I see people doing that I did not do in this guard is they'll make the tang part. They'll actually drill through it and do whatever, they'll do that part first before they forge in the guarded portion. And the reason why is because it's easier to get the hard measurements closer to exact than it is to do everything and then exact it at the end. Because if I do everything exacted and then exact it at the end, if it's off just a little bit, the entire thing's going to look off. But if I go ahead and make the hole, get the hole centered, and then forge off of the sides, then it's going to look so much better, and it's going to have so much more room for error. That way I can fix up. If I do it this way, I'll have no way to fix my mistake. So I'm going to draw on the board what my plan is, and we're going to get cracking at a new guard. Okay, so that was a lot of drawing to explain. Basically, we're just going to take a rectangular shaped block of steel, drill a couple holes to the top of it, bring it to the forge, punch out the excess, try and fit it in the sword, and then we're going to finish forging out the actual guarded portion. So, we'll see how that goes. I'm just deciding to cut it out of the same AR400 plate. I'm going to get get it cut and get back to you. Which basically means this is scrap. So that's fun. Alright, so I just measured the tang right here is about 3/16 of an inch, and I've got this bit right here. Then I'm going to go ahead and plug into the drill press. The piece of steel that I just cut is out there. It's annealing. That way it's soft enough for me to drill. I'm going to plug this in. Once that's cold enough, I'm going to drill it. So, as it turns out, that AR400 plate is really hard steel. I tried to anneal it to get the hardness level down, and it did not take. It's not the drill press's fault, really. It's just the fact that this is really hard steel, and it takes really strong equipment to drill through. I just don't want to use such hard steel on my guard. So I'm going to have to find some sort of mild steel somewhere that's big enough to use for the guard. I'll look around, we'll see what I can find. But we're going to have to call it there for an episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey to where I get to make my very first sword. I get to invest in new machines that I've never really had the pleasure of using before. Well, that's a lie. I've used drill presses before, but I get to invest in machines that I've never had the pleasure of owning. Stay tuned, because hopefully here within a few weeks, I'm going to be building a new forge, and so if you guys out there are wanting to get into blacksmithing and you want to build a forge, I am going to build a brand new forge, complete from scratch. I'm going to do it as cheap as I can possibly do. It's going to be a propane forge, it's not going to be a coal one. And it's going to be a pretty big one, because the one I have right now is cylinder, it's small, it's hard to make. It was especially hard to make this sword, and heat treat the sword in that forge was horrible. It was so difficult. So anyway, in the future videos, I should be making a new forge, and I'm going to have to try and figure out what kind of steel I'm going to use for the guard. That way I can actually drill through it and make it. I've been stuck on this guard for a while. It's really messing me up in the brain. It's really difficult. Surprisingly, way more difficult than it was to actually forge the blade. But, you know, we've all been there. We've got to push through. We've got to keep forging, keep making until we can make it. So, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.